Welcome back, Rico Moneybags, a channel helping you invest in yourself so we can invest in the future. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, keep the bell notification lit. You don't want to miss out on giveaways like this. They just happen sporadically. And yeah, hey, what's up, Darren? How's it going? But yeah, we got a nice little solid giveaway that we're gonna give for everybody. 5 winners, $500. Pretty cool if you guys ask me. We'll dive into that in just a bit. So if you guys can max engage, that'd be greatly appreciated. Market's a little bit on the retracement, even though with great news, with the Clarity Act and all these things, we still had a little bit of a pullback, and maybe some projects to be looking at, right? Looking at possibly snatching up XRP, snatching up some XLM, or snatching up some. They got a whole list right here: some AVAX, some Solana on the cheap, some Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, HBAR, and these could be some of the ones that we're going to be looking at. And because crypto's not going anywhere, right? And I kind of figured that. I'm in a short right now currently. Let me see how much it's up. Because at the end of the day, when fundamentals are bullish, not all the time it always follows through. Like, how many times, Darren, we've been in the space forever. I'm currently up 40% on that trade. It would have been more higher. It would have been a lot higher, that short that I'm in right now. That's 40% up. But when I seen it kind of getting weaker, I added to the trade. So that brought my overall price a little bit lower than 80 something thousand that it was, my entry. So now it's like, a little bit, I'll just say the exact number actually. The entry is 79,819. So it was a little bit over 80,000, but I added to the trade because it looked like it was going to go lower. And we've been seeing that, man. The market has just been a little bit shaky. And this is where, like, what we talked about as far as the 200 moving average is something to keep an eye on. But keep an eye on these. Your AVAX, keep an eye on your ADA, keep an eye on your XLM, your Litecoin, your BTC, because these could be discount prices on everything that's going on with these regulations and the clarity around them, where people start to get more bullish around them, right? And yeah, the markets are still testing everybody. We see the overall crypto market cap definitely has dropped. BTC is down 3.3%, ETH is down, this is that is down. And yeah, some things are holding a little bit, but not really, right? Like Solana was going up towards $90 again. Now it's back down to 86. And that's what happens sometimes when news like this comes out, and then, like, the expectation is not met completely. There's a sell-off, and then you have liquidations as well. And that's kind of what happened. You had some liquidations on the longs. So a wave of long liquidations amplified by rising treasury yields and institutional ETF outflows force a broad sell-off. So you got people still a little bit knee-jerk reaction in the space, and I wasn't too surprised on that. I don't think a lot of us has been in the space for a while, with the way that it was kind of hitting that 200 moving average on the daily and not breaking it, right? Like, it just hit it, hit it, hit it, even came up again, tried to hit it again, tried to hit it again. And then we got this kind of like where it's rolling over now, right? And none of us should be really too shocked. And this is why, the short was taken. Obviously, it wasn't at like a perfect short where some people probably got it in at 82, exactly some of the highs, but getting in at like a little bit over 80 and then adding to it because I just seen it falling apart some more. It's like, we can catch this short right here that breaks through this 200 moving average on the 4 hour. We could see price come down to 75,000, and that short can be pretty valid, right? And then when you start to lower the time frames, you see why adding to it wasn't a bad idea on the 1 hour chart, because it did go a lot lower. And that's BTC right now. So BTC has 78,000 from the 82 and just feeling super bullish. But a lot of it comes down to this right here. This is why it's going to be easy for us to accept that when it changes that characteristics and we're above the 200, then hey, we're back fully on board. But this is why I was telling everybody, although obviously we're long-term bullish and we know it's good, but this is that accumulation. Maybe you see cheaper prices, maybe you just wait for the prices to come down all the way back down here to buy some more of. But prices now rejected that 200 moving average that we've been patiently waiting. And this is where patience is a virtue. If I could change the rules of the game, go to the beginning of time for Darren, for everybody in XPX, and change the rule of the game that patience was not a virtue, I would. But it's something that I earned it. I guess everybody does in life, right? And this is what we were being patient for, and why we weren't getting too, yeah, we are bullish, right? But we're like, we're still gonna wait a little bit to be like, we're fully all the way back, right? Because if it got rejected on this 200 moving average, we saw this, point of control down here. It's an area that we've been to before, and we want it to be cautious, right? So people are not out here getting wrecked. We can enjoy our time in crypto. And I think that when you kind of can see this coming and it's not a big surprise, then you're not selling your conviction plays for no reason, because the whole market's feeling, oh, 1 minute you're going up, 1 minute you're going down, unless it's something fresh coming out or something that's already went through their down phase or consolidation. Now they're having their breakout and people are FOMOing in. The markets are still a little bit cautious, and you can see that across the board. Like any kind of the news that you check, even with the Clarity Act passing, people are still playing it pretty cautious. And it has to do, we also have to always come back to, the technicals, and they kind of present themselves right here. So 4 hour chart, I guess, is where like you would ask, like, how low can it go, right? I think that's a great question to ask, as far as like how low can BTC go. And if it broke past this 200 moving average, we can see some cheaper prices. That's the way I'm going to say it for right now on the crypto market, because if we lost this and we started trading underneath this, we have been here before, and this is a BTC at 75,000 and a half. So the markets could be a little bit bearish, but if it bounced off of this and could turn back around and get some of this to go back green, then the races will almost be like, hey, the races are back on or whatnot, right? But currently, right now, you can see the markets. I think it would be easier for the markets to be more scared, it seems like, because the markets just are having like knee-jerk reactions nonstop. Then something special would have to happen for it to just kind of surprise pump everybody, where I can see a nice little short right here, probably producing something. Now, obviously, this is not financial advice, but when you're looking at this stuff, if we lost this 4 hour right here, we could see this daily chart maybe turn red again. And if it came back past this section, and this line right here, this green line turned back red, this point of control is at 68,000 again. And that's where, instead of being bummed out that the prices are down on Bitcoin, I'm not saying that you should do this, but you could say, hey, there's a lot of things that show that the bears are probably still pretty present, and maybe they're in control right now. Can I get a short? I don't have to put that much. Forget about trying to make $1 million off the short. Like, just get that out of your mind right now. But maybe I can practice the scenario, of seeing this bearish activity of all this rejection on the 200, and we got some, volume gap, we got some point of control on a higher time frame. You probably even do it on a demo account, on a paper account, right? And say, hey, is this something that I could, see coming back down to the 60s? Is the market still that sensitive right now? It's that sensitive where, if it lost a little bit of traction to come back down. And it doesn't have to be about making, or trying to make $1 million in one day. It could just be about, proving that you got a setup, right? Like, hey, I'm gonna be short on this for a while because it got rejected on this 200 moving average. We're going to see that that's going to be kind of the topic with a lot of the things that we're going to look at today. And this is why, even though it's really, like, you guys seen it like throughout the weeks, I focus kind of on development. Darren, because you're always tapped in, the rest of the community. Shout out to TK, to Saphir, to Danielle, which I got to send her a giveaway. But everybody that pulls up, Mr. Mo, you guys know that this is one of the things, even though the markets are looking bullish, we're still talking about being cautious about this scenario right here, because we've seen how quick that the minute things don't go exactly how people expect it to, it's everybody's bearish again, right? So we're watching this, and this is why we have a little short that we could be closing. It's actually on a shorter time frame, which is some degen activity, but I kind of, even on this 5 minute chart, this is how long this short has been going on. So this is that first short in the 80s that I was talking about. This is when I added to the short and brought my overall average price down, but it's been going down for a while, where now maybe it's time to close this short. We are kind of in this green activity on BTC, and this is where I'm just scraping some things, bringing some funds together to do things that, we like to do in the space, right? And I'm not trying to make $1 million. I'm not trying to buy a Ferrari today with this. I'm just trying to stay in the rhythm and keep my fingers on the pulse of crypto, and you can do that. So this is your 200 moving average. We've been trading underneath it the whole time, even on the 5 minute. So is it time for it to turn around? Only time will tell. So keep an eye on these things, with BTC kind of being, the rising tide, and a little bit of this rejection going on. And we'll go to the other ones just to show you guys what's actually happening. So here goes ETH right here. Didn't even get as close to the 200 moving average, but definitely reacting off of most likely the 100, the 50, and getting rejected right in this section where now it's pulling back. And this is where, do you just short ETH and collect more ETH down to this price right here? And like I said, it doesn't have to be a big order. It doesn't have to have a lot of leverage, right? To join the giveaway, I'm going to tell you guys right now, it's going to be super easy too. Like, honestly, fam, like I'm going to post a link for you guys right now. This is the link for the giveaway. I'm not going to even make it that hard. Like, we're just going to give this away. Shout out to Michael. Shout out to the whole BYDFi team and stuff. We'll be doing more of them, but sign up with that link right there. And I'm going to tell you the following steps in a bit. But if you want to get a head start, sign up with that link. It's going to be super easy. It's just going to be super easy to get this money and get the trading. Ethereum right here. Yeah, this is the question you got to ask yourself. Are we coming down to $1,800 Ethereum? That could be something that we could be possibly looking into. And you wouldn't be wrong, right? Coming down to the 4 hour, this is how powerful this 200 is. And you can just accept this. Like, okay, this one we got shooken out, we got stopped out. But the minute you try it again, this sell signal and breaking through this 200 moving average, that's a valid one. And it could be one that continues. Where does it continue? You flip right from the 4 hour to the daily, and you ask yourself, like, hey, where can this thing go if now the 4 hours bearish? Could we come down to this point of control? Well, check this out. The point of control is underneath, where if it touches this green line, it turns it back red. So if it touches this price right here of not that far away from where it's at right now, 2,120, it's going to flick this back red on the daily chart. And considering the markets have been pretty sensitive lately, I think that's the word that we'll use. Could you see a flush through this point of control, flush underneath 2K and come back down to prices where they've been before, right? We're not snatching weird prices out of the air. We're just saying, hey, buyers and sellers have been down here before. If this thing flick back red, and it's already bearish over here on this dashboard. You guys can't see it because it's kind of small, but bearish, the volume's low, it's bearish up here. Sniper status is saying to wait because it's kind of waiting for the actual sell signal to say, hey, now it's fully bearish, but it's basically there. And it wouldn't take much for it to kind of slip a little bit more. So you got to ask yourself, that's why I'm doing a short on BTC. Instead of just watching the markets fall apart and not do nothing, DCA into my conviction plays, catch a short on the market, accumulate more capital. It doesn't have to be a Lamborghini in one day. It could just be like, hey, I'm going to scrape some more money out the market just so I can, buy my favorite conviction plays. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about in that link that I posted in the chat. I'll post it over here in Pump Fund as well, just so you guys don't miss out on that. Sign up is free. There's tons of bonuses, but there's going to be, like I said, some giveaways that's going to be very easy to get, and it's going to be first come, first serve. So those who pulled up and got the bell notification lit, shout out to you guys. It's not going to cost you absolutely nothing to engage and have this giveaway. And, if after the giveaway you're good, then you're good, right? All right, so ETH, let's go to the next one. Welcome in all the new listeners. Welcome in. I know when the markets kind of pull back and kind of take the steam out the market, it's not as as come on everybody, right? You see the engagement super low, and it's understandable. It's not a bad time. Don't let you don't have to be fatigued. What Satoshi Nakamoto's not, it's already set, it's already programmed. So just be patient. Is the best thing you can do, because nothing great just comes super easy. Like, this is going to take some work, and that's why you guys can nice, Darren. Nice. I'll make sure that you get this for sure. It's going to be super simple for everybody. Like, if you guys are listening, just join up. And I'm really tapped in with them. I think we've given away, I think I was looking at my total giveaways that I've done through the BYDFi over like the years or whatever. It's like over $4,000. So it's like a really decent amount. I was like, whoa, looking at that, it's like, and some people keep trading. I have a lot of active users on my account. Some people keep trading, some people don't, but at least giving back to the space in so many different ways, getting people exposure to things is pretty cool. And it doesn't have to be for everybody, and that's why it's been done in giveaways for people to try it out. And if it's something that works for you, then perfect. If it's something that doesn't work for you, let's find out what works for you. Maybe we'll figure it out. All right, here we go with XRP, and we're taking our time with this stream. Everybody, get comfortable. I'm on a few cups of coffee. I'm really feeling kind of good. I got another one right here in front of me. If you guys got some, take a sip. Hazelnut black coffee, like it's so good. It doesn't need anything. It's good enough like that. Black coffee that has that hazelnut flavor. It's pretty nice. But I want to take it nice and slow. It almost made me think of that Usher song. It's 7 o'clock on the dot, right? Um, but because if you look again and we look at XRP and we'll zoom in again, it's like we're not missing out on too much, XRP family. You know, like if we zoom in on this, yeah, there's moments even when the Clarity Act was passing and and that stuff, and it was all that cool uptick, and and but this is why I want people to, because I think when the emotions are not in check, and sometimes when we feel like we're missing out, that's what FOMO is, fear of missing freaking out. That's when we mess up our conviction plays because we feel like we're missing out on something. And yeah, you might be chasing green candles, and you know what? I actually hope that you win. I don't even wish no bad on anybody, not people who even dislike me or whatever. I want you to win. If it makes sense in your life and you win, like shout out to you, right? But I just want to let you guys know that letting go of conviction plays, whether it's your BTC or your XRP or your XPX or your maxing or your America or your LOL, it's in a time where the market hasn't really done nothing too crazy, where like your fear of missing out is chasing a couple of green candles that if you're not diligent and if you're not quick with it, you end up losing the funds that you had from your conviction play, chasing things, right? Selling for a loss here, selling for a loss there, when you're not even like the current, you're not floating with the current. Sometimes you got to be like, I don't know if you've ever been to one of those water parks. Fam, we're vibing, so go ahead. Like I said, we're just relaxed, chill. I know it's a late night stream for some of you guys, but honestly, sometimes, like, if you ever been to one of those water parks, like, we kind of got to be in the lazy river right now. Not being lazy with what we're doing, but as far as like, there's no need to like get out of control. You're gonna end up where the finish line is if you just chill on your raft and actually just enjoy the ride, right? Like, build, network, accumulate your favorite plays, practice some discipline that maybe you want to work on. But look at XRP right here. And this is like what I'm saying, like, just take our time today a little bit and talk about these things. And we'll talk about the giveaways. We'll talk about some degen activity ourselves. I know what you guys love, what you guys hate. We'll talk about obviously XPX. There's utility right around the corner. Honestly, utilities with the S, which is extremely bullish, and I'm very happy about. I've been testing the last couple days. Yeah, XPX takes a little bit away from my streaming on the regular basis, but it's for a good reason, because we're securing the .com moment. So, there's testing that has to be done, IRL testing and things like that, and making sure that it's seamless for when things are ready to go, right? So, but check this out, fam, right here, this XRP, did we really miss anything? It's like, this is what we've been talking about. I know it gets redundant, but it's what I want to show you. Like, your mindset of feeling that every time there was this uptick, whether during the XRP conference or during this Clarity Act, and you start to have those emotions where you're missing out, it's like you don't even have to have that. You can be very still and be like, I've been in accumulation zone on my conviction play, on my XRP. That's my baby, XRP. I believe in XRP before the Clarity Act, before this, before that. And it's like, I'm just going to keep accumulating no matter what. So like that, you don't have to be where even you cheat on yourself, right? Or fade yourself. You don't want to have to cope later on, because you haven't really been missing out on too much, right? So the mindset right now, honestly, is, become a whale in your favorite project, snatch up a bag in whatever project it is that you're bullish on, whether it's XRP, ETH, SUI, whatever it might be. Accumulate as much as you can, because you haven't really missed out on too much. Yeah, it's fun and the spaces get exciting and the engagement gets back high when we have a nice little uptick. But then when it's gone, you see everybody get bummed out right away. And that's why sometimes I just stay the same, and maybe that might look like, I've been even told, I think we've all been with this, where like, oh, you're emotionally, you're detached or whatever. It's like, no, it's just a different time for things, right? And right now, I just know that this season right now, it's just been consolidating nonstop. So XRP fam, you guys are looking really good. I would be concerned, like with all the other ones, if we broke underneath some support levels that we haven't broken in quite a bit. It's been a while since we've been consolidating here. We didn't technically hit the 200 moving average to get rejected, but hey, are we gonna go underneath these and then probably come down here again to $1.10? That might happen. How are you gonna feel about that? Are you gonna be super bullish on it? Or are you gonna be bummed out? And that's why you want to kind of just be like, hey, man, I gotta wait till I see this till I know that we're all the way back bullish. That the markets are all the way back. So when people be like, "Hey, where do you think XRP? Where do you think XRP is going? If it breaks this 200, man, I'm be like, man, $2, $2.50 XRP. Going to probably even go higher. Maybe come up to $2.50, and maybe get people bullish enough to push it at $3. But until then, I'm just cautious. And this is where, you grind and you build, and, you let the markets really come to you, because, you can hoot and holler all you want. And this is probably why people are feeling fatigue or whatever like that in the space, is because, they're expecting that they can just make people react or make people do this or make the market. And sometimes you can, you just got to go with the flow. Right. And that's the best that you can do. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you're bullish on XRP, these are just cheap prices for everybody. All right, let's go ahead and share this, if you guys can, a little bit more. I really do appreciate it. Let's go to BNB. I do appreciate you guys pulling up. Like I said, we do got a nice giveaway. I'm gonna, like, every time I get these giveaways, fam, I try to make it as easy as possible for you guys to win. Like, even people who have cheated on me or whatever, I don't even care. I still want you to win. I'd rather you win than go get rugged somewhere else or something like that, right? And even when it comes to these giveaways, like I was looking today, I was like, damn, it's been over $4,000 in giveaways that like through the BYD5 that we've done. Which, yeah, it's not 40,000, it's not 4 million, but it's still over $4,000 that we've given away. And we're gonna keep giving away. And when I get these opportunities, I love hooking you guys up, and where you guys can use that and make some profit and do whatever you guys want with it, right? This is BNB right here, the Binance Smart Chain coin. Super bullish on this one. Shout out to all the BNB plays. I didn't get a message from Trusty, but we're going to link up on one of these. Shout out to Trusty on the BNB chain. Shout out to the Space Penguins on the BNB chain. Shout out to Noma Token on the BNB chain. All the supporters over there. We got, so many investors that I know personally that I really care about, and I want them to win as well. They're holders of XPX. They hold Noma Token. They're rocking strong over there. I want those people to win, man. I'm rooting for a lot of communities right now. And I just know that, quote unquote, how the market might be feeling. This is the time that we come together. This is the time that we accumulate, because it's not just an isolated thing. The markets are, been in this stage for quite a bit, right? And that's why we're taking it nice and easy, nice and slow through this stream today. You guys get comfortable, share the stream. $500 giveaway. If we can get some more giveaways where they stack up, man, we'll do some more. I mean, and we'll just give it away super easily. BNB right here, man, for all you BNB lovers, and we got quite a bit. Shout out to the BNB chain XPX. Shout out to all the investors. Like, we got a couple whales, and I don't really care what size everybody is, but like when you go even look on the BNB side of XPX, and like you see how much is staked up, like shout out to all those who are just still holding very strong. And you guys see that thing crawling right back up as well. Like, it is programmed for what we do. We are already doing really good this month. Our referral program is doing really great. I'm going to get some more new posts out. If you guys can make some posts as well, your own custom posts with your referral link on X, fam, if our products are being used, that's good for XPX BNB. If our products are being used, that's good for XPX Solana, right? So, I'm calling on the XPX community to create an account through XPX and, use that referral link that I'm going to show you guys exactly where it's at, because we're like on track to have another record month as far as off-ramp solutions, which is really, really exciting. Yeah, I was talking to my brother yesterday, and I even, like, while I was talking to him, I refreshed the dashboard, and just seeing it like refresh and seeing the numbers actually go up from where it was at. We're over $372,000, Darren, Danielle, Mr. Mo, TK, Saphir, all of you guys. We are doing the right thing in this space. We got some projects that we'll be onboarding some more through the donation widget. We're grinding nonstop. I really know that we can turn this into something massive, and it's going to be good for everybody on the BNB chain. It's going to be good for everybody that's on the Solana chain, because the adoption of our products is what we really want. And XPX community, make an account. Those who are maybe don't have an account, or maybe have an account and haven't used it, like, it's real simple. Like, from your account, once you have it, come over here, and then we'll talk about XPX in just a bit, and BNB. But for those who are just listening, pulling up, like, this is your referral code right here. The more people we get using this, like, let's turn this into this 7-figure company. Like, we're already over 372,000 in paid orders. Like, something's there, Darren, Mr. Mo, something's there. Jace, something's there. And I think we can do this from every single widget, and we'll be adding some new widgets very soon in the future. And I think as we scale this thing, those people, like, there's some whales that I even send us some DMs to, because they just trust us. They're just holding and stuff like that. But talking to them to get some on the Solana side and grab that up. People have the opportunity to get on the Sol side and snatch it up. But we got some serious holders, and we're going to talk about the BNB side and the Solana side. But let's go into the BNB price right now. You guys, like I said, get comfortable. We're here chilling, and we got some giveaways to talk about. And here you go, BNB right here, kind of pulling back, and same kind of little bit of a topic, man. It's just like, bro, it is, Darren. Bro, it really is, Darren. It really is. It's like something's there, bro. Something's there. And I think with the next utilities, and I know I'm getting excited about XPX, and honestly, it's because the utilities that are coming out. It's like we're not just, obviously we should be leveraging this referral program fully and getting as many people onboarded, because then more people use our utility. These numbers scale up. They give us leverage and show proof of our bandwidth, and they give us that resume, right? How long have we been talking about growing our resume, right? As a company, as a project, as a community, our brand awareness. And we're actually doing that. It's not about always chasing perfection, but actually chasing progress. And that's why, like, even though the markets get quote unquote fatigued, I just keep pushing, because I know what I hold here. I know what we've been building. There's no reason why we're not accidentally hitting these numbers where they're not there for us to scale up. Like, I don't know if somebody could just turn away from that, and just be like, hey, I don't want to put some zeros at the end of it. I don't know why not. If you got something better going on and you can see where you can add some zeros to it, then more power to you. But where I'm here and why I'm here is XPX marks the spot on the BNB chain, which we're going to talk about, on the Solana chain, and really to all these other chains, to provide off-ramp solutions. BNB right here, fam, consolidating for quite a while, and then had the nice little uptick, just like the rest of the market, almost going up to the 200 moving average, but didn't quite make it up there. And it sometimes it sucks, right? Because you kind of could feel it. Like, honestly, fam, you guys know what's up. Like, even though we're feeling bullish and we're bullish on the market, I was telling you guys straight up, like, hey, maybe it gets rejected up there and we see some more pullback. And the reason for that is so you're not surprised and you're not just reacting off of pure emotion, and you're actually, using our logical, and myself too, is to keep myself in check, using the logic. Whereas, like, I'm not that bummed out, because BTC pulled back and hit that 200 moving average. It's like, I'm not like, oh my God, it's the end of the world, all my work. It's like, no, am I building? Am I networking? Am I doing those things that in this type of market condition I'm supposed to be doing? Well, check. The box is checked. All right, cool. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. And I think right now we should all do that together. You guys leverage that referral program. Let's grow these numbers. Let's get our client base super high. Let's get these, 7 figures done. And 7 figures is going to be something that we're going to be talking about for quite a bit, because yeah, we're doing some big things, man. I promise you guys that. I never bluff. Okay. Right here, we got BNB. These prices could come down to about 580. I'm not saying that they are. They could come to the point of control right here and turn right back around at 621. And the markets can turn right back around and go attack this 200 moving average. But you're not wrong for coming to a lower time frame. Let's put this on auto and saying, we've lost our momentum on BNB. We're on this trend line, bam, 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 kind of doing our thing, working our way up. We definitely lost that, and we've fallen through. Still green. It's kind of gray right here, so this is technically a chop zone. But if it lost this has to be on the table. That's that 622 on the daily chart we talked about. This is that, $610 and some change or whatever, 614. But that would have to be on the table. And, this is a pretty nice little long that happened on the 4-hour. Could we have some, a little bit of this coming down here, getting underneath it, chasing this to then come back up and turn right back around? Because the markets have been like fighting back. Let's be honest, even with everything going on. And I think that, with Trump going to China, a lot of people, some people have been talking about that, obviously, but, I think there's something big going on there, honestly, with that whole Trump going to China. Have you guys looked at all the companies that went to China? It's like it was like over trillions and trillions of dollars worth of money that went there. Visa card, MasterCard, some of the biggest companies that went there. I don't think people realize that there's a big shift. I know some of this stuff is, and I don't want to get too political because I love you guys, and I don't want like people who we don't even know or spend time with to divide us. But some of that stuff is theater, right? Where like, where they're looking like, but I think there's going to be a massive push on AI and cryptocurrency, and they're setting everything up, and projects like XPX and projects who are building in RWA aspects, and even meme coins with communities. I think there's going to be some serious money coming in. I think there's some stuff moving around, man. Some stuff moving around. I think there's a shift happening, and just get ready for it. So BNB right here on this 4-hour chart, I would consider some of these prices. Not saying automatically, we could be in this little chop zone right here, and then it just kind of comes back up and gets right back green. But if it failed this 200 moving average, this is where that daily chart and that consolidation, hey, we really haven't missed out on too much. It was fun. That was a nice uptick, but now the uptick might be done, and maybe it's going back down to the prices that we've been seeing for a while. And you've already gone through it. It's not nothing that you can't handle. It's not you can almost catch the kick in the air because you've seen it so many times, right? It's like block the kick super easily because it's not nothing that you haven't been through already. So yeah, just keep that in mind. You've already survived the October 10th, the boringness. So we keep building, we keep grinding, we keep developing, we keep, pushing forward, keep doing what people are supposed to be doing when the markets are acting like this. Here you go, my Solana people. Like I said, hey, we're taking it nice and slow, nice and easy right now on the stream. Get comfortable. We're going to talk about the giveaway and make it super easy for you guys. The link is in the chat, super easy to join. Use the link to, get in very easily. And there's going to be most likely more giveaways. I'll keep knocking on that door for you guys. And, whenever it's there, it's there. I just give it away. So we got Solana right here again. Yes, that uptick was nice and it was super cool and stuff, but it's not too different of what really was going on right here. We've been here before. This is the same area. And this is why I got to say, like, would you be surprised if we hit here and maybe consolidated for a while and then went up again? Well, I wouldn't, just because we did it here. And it's not always going to be perfect. It's not going to always be, picture perfect and do the exact same things. But, possibly this could happen all over again and just keep consolidating where it's just been doing this nonstop until some deals are really made, some clarity is really done, and, the market sees some liquidity come into the market. I'm okay with it consolidating here and all this kind of stuff going on, and I could be patient. It's way better than none of this stuff being bullish and Iran stuff and deals not going through scared, and we're seeing the market fall apart. Like the last bear markets really sucked. And I wonder like how you guys feel about like, that meeting and stuff, because there are some concerns. Like what if like, we if all the money was in crypto and crypto freaking did a nasty correction, what would that do to economies, right? These are things we haven't had to think about before, right? So although you're bullish for crypto and you want a lot of these things to pass, there are some serious concerns, I believe, that are I think valid. I think they're like, hey, if all the money was in crypto and we know crypto for being as volatile as it is, not like we're not in debt anyways, right? So I don't know how much it would really affect us, but it would look crazy on paper. I know that. So there's some decent serious concerns. But obviously we're bullish and we know that this is the future. As America stands, it should not want to be left behind. It's always been a pioneer in things that it's done. Hey, what's up, Saphir? But I think every country shouldn't want to be left behind from this, right? And I think everybody, even down to the individual, should really consider, why there's so much talk about this. We really have to focus on this. And I know sometimes it's all about the pump and that stuff is fun and everything like that, but we got to think about the future with this stuff, and we can really, look out for our future selves and live really good lives. And this is what I'm saying right here with BNB, these prices, you're not missing out on too much. I'm sure that we'll get up here again and we'll see, or this is a Solana. I mean, I'm sure we'll see some $100, over $150 Solana, $200 Solana. But right now, it hasn't been nothing too crazy going on. And that's why you got to be careful if you found yourself on Monday feeling fatigued, and then on Wednesday you're feeling bullish, and then you're feeling not bullish the day after that. It's like, why? Because it's just been the same thing, right? If nothing's changed and the vision hasn't changed and the project's doing what the project's supposed to be doing, fam, it's just, you got to wait for the market. And you're gonna have your little things that pop out and do their thing, but still, you still got to respect that you got to wait for the market. And I think if you could be stoic towards that and stay focused on, keeping your community engaged, building the community, working with the team to grow the brand and grow the tools, this is what produces winners in these type of scenarios. Like, I'm not afraid that it's not given out for free. Like, I don't mind having to earn it whatsoever. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. So Solana right now, giving you guys some discount prices. We come down to the 4 hour chart. This is where, hey, break the 200. We respect it every other time. Can Solana come down to this to the oops to this lower value range down here at $83? It's like it could, definitely could. Yep, 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 for sure, for sure. So it's like, we could definitely see this happening, right? Yeah, those meetings for sure, bro. I think something's cooking big time. It to me, it's like when the petrodollar scenario happened. I think we're right back there at that level when Nixon in 1971 made everybody in the Middle East trade oil and dollar, and then made a deal with China to be the ones that's distributing manufactured goods, but they also had to do it in the dollar. So it wasn't really a petrodollar for China per se, because we weren't interested in their oil, but we made them do their trading in the dollar. But that pillar was needed to make that happen, right? To make that idea actually. And I think it's not exactly the same. And history repeats itself and it's a little bit fugazi or whatever. But I think we're at that crossroad again where that meeting, and you guys look at all those companies, I follow the money. You add up all those companies that went, it was trillions of dollars that all went to that meeting with Trump over there. And you're looking at some of the biggest names, and it's something that's going to be similar to when Nixon did it in 71 with getting the Middle East for trading in the petrodollar, which taking it off the gold standards to create this. So there has to be some kind of agreement that, hey, we're coming up with the game again, because they did this before. A lot of people think like, oh, this isn't that, there's no way that this can't happen. It's like they did it before. It was a gold standard. 1971, the whole thing changed, right? They changed it into the fiat currency. So it's not like but they got to be in accordance. And I think this is where we're getting really close to a lot of this stuff being where across the world, it's like something like that. A deal like that has to happen for the switch to be fully, completely on, where it benefits everybody, right? And I think that we're working close to that. I think we're working close to that. So we checked out Solana right now. For those who are just pulling up, I'm gonna make it very easy for you guys. This is how you guys get the giveaway. Sign up to this and then just send me a DM on Telegram with your UID number, and I'm gonna load $100 to your account. I'm gonna post this again for you guys. It's super simple. Make an account. Send me your UID number to my Telegram. I'm posting this once again just so everybody can have it. It's extremely easy. And then this is my Telegram account right here. Send me a DM with your UID number that you registered. And then, hey, I'm just going to send it all. I'm going to forward it over. I'm like, this is the UID number. They won. Hook them up. And then you guys win. And fam, this is one of the best trading accounts. Like, use BYD-Fi and tell me it's not good. If you're going to trade, like, it's the reason why I've been talking about it for years. Like, it is seamless. It is great. Like, if it's not, tell me. Like, go use it. Everybody has their own preference, but to say that it hasn't been around for this time and it's by accident, that's not the case. Come over here. Also give them a big follow at BYD-Fi. Come check them out. They've been around for a while. They just celebrated, what is it, like 6 years or something like that? That says a lot. That's since the last bull run through the bear market. Not every exchange was able to last like that. So, and like I said, in giveaways, we already done like over $4,000. And maybe we'll get them to eventually doing where they've done over $10,000 in total giveaways, and they got it like that. So let's keep keeping them bullish on the channel, and keep making giveaways happen for you guys. And that's all I want, honestly. I want you guys to win. Whatever makes sense to you guys, um, just let me know. So very simple. Go ahead and make those accounts, sign up. Um, you get that deposit. You guys can use it, trade, make some profit. You guys can withdraw it, do whatever you guys want. But that's the trading account that I use, and currently in a short end BTC, and it's easy. The trades go through some other exchanges you trade on, and the order doesn't want to go through for nothing because the liquidity is not there, right? But your order can always go through. Their liquidities are always there, and yeah, I'm currently in the short right now, and let's see if this thing flushed through this 200 moving average and it came down to 75,000. That's when one of those shorts turn into, yeah, it's at 60% now, but turns into that like 300%er, right? After making an account, short Cardano, and thank me later. Exactly. You know what? You might be onto something because I think the market's got a little bit of bearish momentum for a little bit, broski. I don't think it's done being a little bit bearish right now. Because that Clarity Act, everybody didn't get exactly what they wanted. So, it's quick for people to be like, oh my God, that's it. Or bearish again. We're going to get into XPX and all the cool plays in just a bit. So just be comfortable, fam. Just chill. And yeah, we're not rushing through the stream today. I did a lot of testing yesterday. So we're just getting settled in right now. But let's look at Cardano. Oh, I'm such a degen. I can only look at it at perpetuals, but I guess we'll look at it on spot. So, I mean, here you go. You got your sell signal. It's like Cardano down to, try that. Man, Saphir, is that financial advice? I mean, nobody knows, right? So this is the trade right now, everybody. You guys are tuning in. If you guys are listening, we're giving you guys the freaking alpha right now. Get your account, sign up, get your UID number, DM me. I'll send it to you. Get ready. You got your sell signal. I barely just printed it. You're not too far behind. Set your stop loss up here. You can set it even a little bit higher if you want to be a little bit more risque. You don't have to be. You can set it a little bit, or somewhere in this area, but you could set your stop loss way up here, and it could be a little bit too much. You could do it a little bit tighter, up here, passing this upper value range. But hey, set your take profit down here, down here, where prices that has been before. It could happen. Mortgage the house, get card. Not financial advice. I'm just reading the comments, fam, and you guys can see them. But Saphir is, he's a handful. So, just be careful. But we're gonna check up on this short. We're gonna check up on this short throughout the week and see like if this sell signal was good and the market's peeling back just a little bit, and was there a potential short on Cardano? I might even open a short on it just for fun. Why not just if I'm gonna talk about it. But you look at the daily chart. Have we missed out on too much on Cardano? It's like, fam, this is what I'm talking about. Like, no need to get super fatigued. If you're getting too fatigued right now, just chill out. Because look at this. I get it. It's been since October 10th, and then this has just been going on. But just relax, because it's not you. It's not that you're not good enough. It's not that your project's not great. Even Cardano with Saphir being as bullish as he is and everybody loving it, even XRP, Clarity Act, all that good stuff, still rejection, price pullback. So just go ahead, look and take it easy, papi. All right? Take it easy, pa. Take it easy a little bit, okay? The market still got some market to do. All right? The market still got some market to do. You send me a DM. How do you know if you won? You won. Bam, like that. That's how easy it is. We're not playing around. You got your UID number in there? You won. We're not playing around. No gimmicks. You won. That's how you won, because you went through the steps. Whoever wants it. What's the fear? What'd you say? Closed mouths don't get fed? Well, you're hungry. You went through the steps. You signed up. You send me the DM. That's who eats. It's that simple. Let's make it that simple. No, thank you. Thank you for being a winner. Thank you for grinding for your bag. That's simple. Forget everything else. This is how you're finding things to do. Got it, Darren. This is how you're finding things to do while the markets are figuring themselves out. We're figuring things out as well. That's why yesterday was doing some testing, and I was in meetings with Michael from BYDFi, and we're in some talks, and got to the point to doing the giveaway, and we make things happen, right? It's like, all right, can we make something shake? We'll make it shake. This is a little shaking going on. So, we're gonna keep track on this short, Saphir. I'm gonna put you on the spot, actually. Should I open the short right now while I'm live with you? I'm gonna open the short right now. It's financial advice if you say it's financial advice, Safir. And I will. And, no, I'm joking. The reason 200x leverage, you're so funny. Most people would chicken out, and you are. This is why I love you, though. Instead of chickening out on having fun, you say, you know what? I'm telling you, 200x leverage. That's why I like that, because instead of letting up off the gas a little bit, you say, Rico, I'm not playing with you. I'll tell you to go 200x on it and tell you to put the gas on it. Nobody else listen to this. Everybody opening an account right now. This is pure degenerate stuff, but this is sometimes the stuff that wins. How much different is this from betting on black or red or betting on green and red, right? What's the difference? All in on red, Darren. All in on red, Safir. But the reason I these trades, like, and I shouldn't, because it's just that the way that they move so slow. You see how when charts look like this choppiness, but I guess it's still a trade. But when candles look like this, I know that the volume's low. And of course, I say that right now the volume's high on this dashboard for whatever reason, but maybe high for them, but it's not even in the millions. I'm just gonna hold this Bitcoin short. It's up 60% or 40%, I should say. All right, let's keep it moving, fam. Cardano short, maybe just ADA's gonna hit 15 cents. That's a good trade right there. Let's look on the weekly chart before we move on. I mean, like, this short would have been nice up here, right? From 58 cents down to down here. I'm telling you, even like over here, this has been bottomed out for a while. You got to be careful. The market could be where, I know a lot of people are like, whatever. But it's like, honestly, if you look even on this weekly chart, how much have you really missed out? We have this breakout under here, but this has just been sideways. Is it done? Is it just waiting for it to organically come and, where it goes into it and then creeps back up? Because the market has had like it's been kind of wild. It's been a wild market, fam. So we got 2 winners so far for the giveaways. If you guys are sleeping, I mean, this is the easiest money sitting on the table. Like, I genuinely want you guys to win all the time. And when I can make it as easy as possible as this for you to win, that's as easy as possible if I always make it. Sometimes we got to grind, fam. I know we got our machetes. We're trailblazers with XPX, and we got to grind and do that. But when I can make it super easy like this, it's like, it's whatever. I want you guys to win. You guys deserve it. 100%. All right, man. Cardano short. Let's call it. It's currently at this 25.5. I'm gonna remember that. We're just gonna even leave a mark right here for for Safir. We'll come back on that short. We'll analyze that. BTC right here. We're just kind of taking our time, fam. Get comfortable in the stream. We're gonna look at meme coins and stuff like that. Get this giveaway. It's super easy. We're not wrapping it up in 10 minutes. Coffee's delicious. I'm back on a coffee diet, so watch out. But this is that BTC. I'm holding this short. I took a little bit of profits off of it. That's why it's at like 40. It was thicker than that, but wouldn't mind catching a short that came down here. And it's one of those over 100%. I was like, yeah, I didn't get caught up in that hype of the clarity. It's just like, I can use that money to DCA into my favorite plays, stuff like that. XPX all the way, baby. All right, speaking of XPX, let's jump right into it. Appreciate you guys all pulling up. Definitely come over here, check out the website. If you guys don't know, XPX project that we started coming up now, really closer than ever before on its 2-year anniversary, starting right over on the BNB chain on Smart DeFi. You guys definitely come check it out over here. I'm going to post this contract address for you guys, and come check out all the projects over here on Smart DeFi. A lot of great teams, a lot of great communities, people who want to win, people who've been grinding nonstop. Let me grab this. If you guys are somebody who's interested in buying on the BNB chain, come check it out over here. But we're a project that's been focused on all things off-ramp solutions, payment rails, and we're currently at 372K in paid orders, fam. That is super bullish, and a nice, beautiful suite of utilities for everybody as well, and which are going to very shortly also grow, and it's going to grow for all the right reasons. You know, we're here grinding, making this a seven-figure company, an eight-figure company, a nine-figure company. We're going to send this thing to the moon, and we're going to do that in many different ways, not just by growing our clients, but always growing and pivoting and innovating with our utilities, right? And I believe that we have utilities right here, different ones that they can on their own bring in over seven figures on their own, whether it's the, you know, KYC cards up to 100K, whether it's the non KYC cards up to 10,000, whether it's the over 86,000 companies, 106 countries of non KYC bill payments through, you know, electric bills, gas bills, water bills, non KYC gift cards, like all of this utility right here. I think we're being very humble with the numbers that we're doing right now, but I think this can really send. I think we're sitting on, you know, a behemoth of a project right here, because payments is not something that's just a luxury. This is not just something that's you know, just something that, hey, we're doing it on the weekend. Or payments is every day of your life, you know, and that's what we're doing here with XPX. We're providing things that will be a necessity for the whole space, and we're going to see this continue to grow. Whether you're a meme coin millionaire, whether you're trading futures on BYDFi using this account right here, you're going to want to be able to use this cryptocurrency in the real world. You know, your DCA into your favorite plays, knock it out the park. You know, you're going to off ramp that onto cards. You're probably going to create a business. You're going to want to do things with this cryptocurrency. And that's where XPX exists for everybody. Your degens, it doesn't even matter who it is. It's like there's an investor in XPX in every different type of project right now, whether it's somebody who's doing charitable tokens like the Space Penguins, like Kenji, whether it's projects that are doing RWA stuff like Noma. It doesn't matter. Wherever you're winning, XPX exists, and we're there for those projects. Somebody who's doing things for, you know, the donation widget for water. It's like all across the board. You can see where this is really just becoming where it's going to be a necessity for the space. And as the space grows and these deals are going to happen, like the deals that I think are coming, honestly, fam, I got like my spidey senses are going off as far as like that trip to China and the companies that went over there and everything that's been going on, like with the Clarity Act, and even some of the Democratic side was voting I on some of the stuff. I was like, there's a freaking shift going on. There's a freaking shift going on big time. And the fact that this project is grandfathered into the payment sector, and when you saw who went over there, it was a lot of people with payments. Visa card and MasterCard was over there. You know, it's because this is where all roads lead. Fam, you are super early. You can literally become a whale right now on both chains, on the BNB side and on the Solana side. And you can see where this is going to continue to happen. These numbers are impressive. We're going to grow these numbers. You know, right now it's 372K, but eventually it's going to be $3.7 million in paid orders. Eventually it's going to be $5 million in paid orders. It's not selling, you know, a couple products like I'm selling a bar of soap or something like that. It's what everybody needs. Whether you're filling up your gas tank, you're paying your light bill, you're using your crypto in your everyday life. This is where roads are going to lead to, and you're going to want to have exposure to XPX. Mark my words, we're growing very, very fast, and I'm calling on the XPX community. You know, create your accounts. Let's grow our clients through our referrals and get ready for the next round of utilities that are going to be rolling out. That is going to make it even easier for us to hit this, you know, quote unquote, turning this into a seven-figure company, right? Because we're chasing to demolish the ceiling. This is what I've been hinting towards lately, really, you know, knocking it out the way. So organizations, companies, you know, all of that stuff have the freedom to move larger amounts of volume, to make it easier for us to grow this resume as a project that can provide off-ramp solutions into the seven figures, into the eight figures, because we have the bandwidth and the vehicles, hint, that can make that happen, right? So we are all very early, man. Come give us a follow if you guys are new listening on Pump Fun, if you're listening on X, if you're listening on YouTube, or some of the shorts that I'm posting on this on TikTok later on. You're really early on a project that's doing all of this stuff that they've been saying that they're going to do. And it's been, you know, next month it's going to be 2 years. And even this year, we just released a utility in February. We're about to release another utility. That's 2 years of nonstop development, nonstop innovation, nonstop dedication. This is not something that, of course, is not overnight, but hey, when you're in the realm of payments, you're literally building the foundation of when Web 2, when retail comes in, this is what they're going to need. Whatever they win on, whatever they're doing, they're going to need this. And we're already setting a really great foundation. So come over here. There's some extra money sitting on the table that you guys can check out. I'll share this right here, this referral program. Get some people signed up, man. Make some extra money. You can get as many people signed up. Sign up yourself and get ready for the next utility. I know a lot of you guys are probably like, all right, cool, there's the next utility. I think a lot of you guys are going to use it. I think we're going to see not only that the clients that already are signed up or people that have already been using our tools, this next utility that come out, I think a lot of people are going to use it. And when people use our utility, all it does is bring more volume, and it's going to help us further with the development, the marketing, the buybacks and burns of this project. You guys are extremely early, fam. Like I said, very easily become a whale right now. We've currently done $2,800 in buybacks and burns. On the Solana side, we've done $2,500 on the BNB side. We're going to keep moving this thing higher and higher and higher. You guys are very, very, very early. All right, fam. So that's XPX, all things off-ramp solutions, super early. And you guys get to be a part of the next round of utilities that get rolled out. There's utilities with an S coming out. So we're about to swing really hard and bring out some of the best utility that we have brought out in a really long time. And then we're going to still swing again and have more utility coming out after that. There's going to be more widgets added. So like I'm saying, we're going to find multiple different ways to grow the volume on the pay portal. Yeah, we're happy with over 372K in paid orders. That's super bullish. But we want that to be 3.7 million in paid orders. We want that to be $37 million in paid orders. We want that to be $370 million in paid orders. And everybody who slowly accumulated this thing are all going to be really rewarded, and we wouldn't even be scratching the surface of payments. So yeah, you guys are super early. Let's go into some more plays. Like I said, if you guys are trying to get into that giveaway, super easy. I've posted the link already. If you guys are just tuning in, this is the link. I'll post it once again. Sign up. Don't miss out. There's going to be more giveaways, but it's super easy. Sign up, get your UID number, and just send me a DM over here. Also, join the XPX Telegram. Oh, we had an error. For some reason, YouTube had an error. All right. But also join the XPX TG and don't miss out for all things XPX over here, especially with the utility coming out. There's still some more testing that I'm going to be doing. And I just think it's smart too. And it's right there. It's actually, you guys know once I start talking about something, that's because it's like there, right? It's basically there, right there. I mean, Saphir is there. It's happening. But just ironing out a couple more things and making sure that it's super bullish for everybody. And yeah, I've already been working on some other stuff for it. Just stay tuned in. Whatever the market conditions, you guys can count on that. Even behind the scenes, we're always working on something. And I think that this next utility even proves that, no matter what the market cap is or whatever the market's going on or how fatigued people are or how tired, people who have to leave or whatever's going on, you guys can count on that. The innovative part of XPX is always going to be at the forefront. And that's because we're getting ready for what's going to happen. Retail will come in here and we want to be one of those household names. And I think we're doing a great job with that right now. Let's go to some more projects, man. Some more things to check out. Welcome in all of you guys. We're seeing, America as well having its pullback. This one was doing really good. It's back underneath that $1 million market cap, but nothing to be concerned about. Like when the markets pull back and you see Solana pulling back, you see BTC pulling back, everybody gets a little bit scared. A lot of people have just been selling on each other, soft funding their own bags, selling on each other. It's like the space is wild, fam. The space is wild. But if you got a serious community, if you got a great narrative that you're bullish on, that you really like, that you really enjoy, there's nothing that can get in the way of it going right back up. Okay. Do not be discouraged. There's so many examples out there of projects that when people, fumbled it all the way, it pumped up higher than it did the first time. So just keep that in mind. This one right here at 700K market cap, now at a discount price. Is America going to come back swinging? Can it come back swinging? That's something that you got to do. Join their Telegram, join their TG, or is the community, active? Is something that you could see getting back bullish? And has it really had that breakout that it has the potential to have? And I don't think it really has. Even with breaking over $1 million market cap, I think this totally has the potential to do a little bit of that 5 million, $10 million market cap. It's just that the markets, hey, Clarity Act, how come we're not pumping? And the space gets bummed out, right? The space gets bummed out. And so don't let the space bum you out. It's nothing that is you or you directly. It's just that the space is like that right now. And you're gonna have, some things that are pumping up, but how long are they gonna pump up for? Into the rest of the markets pump up really hard, like not that long, right? Because everything has its correction. And so the markets are just back roaring and they're super freaking euphoric and everybody's pumped up. That's what we're waiting for. And I'm being patient. We're going to practice our kumbaya right now. And America right now is at a discount. You guys can get it right now at 714K market cap. And it could be a play that goes a lot higher, or it could be something that goes to zero. You guys got to go check that out for yourselves. Do your due diligence. But I think it's a strong narrative that can pump up pretty strong. I would keep an eye on it. Let's go to the next play. We got maxing. This is one that we've been keeping an eye on. It's definitely on its rejection, correction, accumulation, opportunity on this one right now. But this is one of the plays that I'm rooting for everybody in here. And I know, the markets are pulling back. Everybody's being tested. So yeah, it went all the way up to 7 point something, almost $8 million market cap, and it's back at 3.2. But look how long they consolidated underneath. They've been live for over 5 months. Look how long they've been underneath $1 million market cap. And when they broke out, things got really exciting. And then, the markets are correcting. So everything else tends to correct with it. And, I'd be eyeing some of these prices down here, back at 1 million. Who cares? I'm just buying more maxing. I don't think the space is going to stop maxing. You guys think the space is going to stop maxing? I don't think so. I think the space is going to keep maxing non-stop. And I think it's a strong narrative and it can turn right back up, especially when the markets get back roaring. But look at 2 million, look back at $1 million market cap. There could be some discounts for maxing, nothing to be too concerned about. Maybe just, hey, I got to load up more on this. And when it goes back past 5 million like it did, there's tons of gains there. Like everybody who did this, the gains right here, their wallets looked insane. I know they were happy. And that's on the table for everybody. That's on the table. We got maxing right there. Let's go to the X account, check them out. Yeah, just maxing. Are you guys maxing? So I think it's a strong narrative, honestly. It's a pretty strong narrative. We got LOL to check out as well. And then we're going to check out a few other ones. We're kind of just going to freestyle a little bit if you guys don't mind, if you guys just want to vibe for a little bit. But I do want to go to LOL because this consolidation period, I think it's going to be something that people are going to talk about later on. This one is just waiting for that time. And, they have their moments and underneath 1 million, breaking out, going to past 5 million, doing the 10 million. But you've seen that a lot of plays, this is not uncommon right now that things that are pumping up, they're hitting that $10 million cap and then they're having a bit of a correction and coming back down. But, maybe this is the time that you look at something. This is probably the cheapest you get, LOL, the way it keeps holding right around this $2 million market cap. And there's some X's sitting right here, where it can rip right back up to $10 million market cap. They have a strong community. They got a strong narrative. You're going to see LOL in the space no matter what. I think we're all going to be using LOL. LOL this, LOL that. I mean, I use it every single day. Oh, you got MoonPay right there. LOL, LOL, LOL. Just, it's out here. Look at that, man. I mean, LOL. It's LOL iced out, man. It's LOL. Don't tell me you guys don't LOL. And I think the more LOL, the better. I think the space needs it. There's too much opposite of LOL. It gets rough. God, people start to use telegrams as therapists and stuff. We start doing therapy. I got my own therapy session. So you got to call one of the bros. But LOL is a good way to deal with it, right? Kumbaya, laugh it off a little bit. This could be some decent prices on this. I would definitely consider keeping an eye on LOL because the markets are just waiting. We're just waiting for the markets to pop off again. And these hot plays, your Clash, yeah, you're gonna have things like this, but even this, like this tested some conviction. Pump up to 14 million, come back down to 1.1. Oh, shook everybody out. Oh, oh my God, that's dirty. What imagine that, it did its 13 million, the common pattern that's going on right now. But it's been 1 year and 5 months. but who cares? It pumped up. When was this? Okay, 2025. And then coming back alive. Everybody that got shooken out, this purple BTC. Purple's bullish, man. Don't get it twisted. Purple is freaking bullish. We might have to, when it comes back down, if we could just snatch up a bag of it, always hold it. It might always be able to come back to life. Look at this. Imagine being shaken out and it's $1 million market cap, and then it breaks its previous all-time high of 15 millions. Like, Jeets do get wrecked, fam. Like, it does happen into space. Like, people get all bummed out and they want to, oh, when, all this stuff. And who cares when, as long as it happens. As long as it happened, I don't care. I'm just gonna keep doing the work, because right here, people got shooken out from this all the way down to $1 million market cap from 13 million. Those who want to be the complainers and the mopers, you're gonna have them no matter what. But look at this. This is conviction right here. That is conviction right there. Who cares? It's like the wallet's gonna look insane. The wallet, you just become a whale status. Saphir's a whale. I think he's a whale. I think he's about to whale real hard real soon. Purple just be bullish. We got TK in the house. Purple just be so bullish. I swear. Purple is just so strong. And it's such a beautiful color. That looks good. 2 pizzas. That's that Pizza Hut. Oh, that looks so good. That looks so good. I'm hungry now. I'm hungry now. I'm gonna eat a vegan pizza for my bro. I ate actually a cheese pizza the other day. That was like last week, but it was by accident, TK. But you would be proud of me because it was a good accident. But I was like, I didn't get pepperoni. I was like, well, here it goes. Cheese, through 6 cheeses or something. But purple's bullish, man. If you're not bullish on purple, I don't know. Purple's just bullish. Purple's pretty bullish, man. Look at how this thing just comes back to life. It's like, this is conviction right here. Somebody's happy. I know for a fact that we joined the Telegram, we'd find one of the people that actually like, I did it. I held it. I did it. And it's like, look at it. It actually did it. It's like, I'm rooting for those people, man. And every freaking project, like, honestly, I don't care what project you're in. I'm rooting for those people, of whether it's XPX, whether it's your meme coin, whether it's your purple BTC, whether it's your green BTC, your blue BTC. I don't care what color it is. Like, for those people that have conviction in their plays and, finally get to experience the pump really hard and the decimal come out, like, I'm rooting for you guys. I want you guys to win. Even the rotators, even the people who got to rotate and they're selling on themselves and whatever it might be. I hope that you rotate into something and it wins. Inshallah, right? That's how much I want you to win. I'll say it in multiple different languages. I want you to win that bad. Hopefully it works out for you. My calling is the fact that XPX is here for a reason. There's a reason why we're over 372K. I'm gonna be very happy when we can say that we broke over 400K in paid orders, and I have no doubt that it's gonna happen. I actually don't. And that's why I'm here, and that's my conviction play, and it's what gives me a reason to be in the space, because I'm building something real with an amazing community, and I'm glad that we have something tangible. And I know that we'll get our breakout and our conviction as well. And especially even now in the Solana chain, like, once the breakout happens and we have that 5 million breakout, like, the people, they can't help it. All the sellers are still in the Telegram. They're gonna be like, well, what's going on? What happened now? It's like, yeah, we got new utilities out and we raised the ceiling super high. 7-figure capabilities. You start flowing that type of volume in, you start building something serious. And yeah, things that are really great, they take time. Rome wasn't built in a day. They didn't happen overnight. Yeah, man, what a bullish day, man. This was nice about, like, coming up with this giveaway, and yesterday doing the testing for XPX. It's nice because no matter what the prices are doing, or the sentiment mood swings change so much, it's easy for me when I'm spending the majority of my day testing out utility that's about to come out, because it just takes my mind away from the current, like, everybody zoomed in and it's like 1 minute everybody's happy, 1 minute everybody's sad. It's like, bro, it's just been consolidating nonstop. Like we just gotta wait for the market. And you could just wait around and just do nothing. But if you're doing something on top of it, that's even better, right? But you're not doing anything wrong, man. Just let the markets do the markets. Keep grinding away on what your conviction is, what your play is all about. And it's going to happen, right? And yeah, you're going to be able to catch some of these new hitters. And maybe we catch some of these. We found this one early. Now look at where it's at. Maybe it's time for this one to come back to life. But we found a lot of plays early, and maybe, it's the purple BTC. Maybe it's, some of the plays that we've been seeing that we found, this maxing one that we were talking about early, and now it's doing really good. It was consolidating underneath 1 million forever. But we're just kind of still being cautious, man. Like you could feel it in the space. You got your Clash. Clash is right here. This guy one of the biggest influencers. It's like it went up to 84 million. They got Clash Picks, that's a bullish utility. Clash Picks is a bullish utility. But you know what you still got to wait for? Even you're not excluded, even if you're George, you still got to wait for the market. Like you still got to wait for the market. Like this is crazy bullish utility what George and them has come up with Clash Picks, because we're talking about poly market, we're talking about Kalshi, we're talking about exactly what the space is building currently. So Clash Picks is super bullish. Why is it not pumping up right away? Well, everybody who they're rotating around trying to find the next breakout. They're buying stuff, buying themselves stuff, buying the girlfriend stuff. Have to find the next play. We're waiting for a new wave of new investors. But projects like Clash Picks, projects like XPX, projects like the projects that are building, like Feg Token and Smart DeFi, the bonding curve going crazy, and that's about to be coming out. All the exposure that's going to bring. When the markets go back roaring, you already got everything set up. It's like if George can't make it pump back up to $80 million market cap, what makes you think anybody else can? Like honestly, it's cruising. It's at 16 million. But this could be the time that you load up on Clash, right? Or you're going to wait till it's pumping back 80 million because you're too fatigued right now to buy it at 16 million because the market's been bummed out. It's not you. It's not you, man. It's not your fault. It's not your thing. You're going to win. I want you to win. And us coming together like this and being honest with each other and having each other's back. And I appreciate a lot of you XPX that are staying up late for this. I love you guys. I want you guys to win for your sake, for your family's sake, for the sake of winning. And there's a little bit of grind that has to get put into it. But hey, we're here for a reason, as I'm here for a reason. And I think people like George and people who are invested into, Clash Picks is something bullish to look into. Not financial advice, but can you see poly market going anywhere? You think that's going to go away? No. How many different flavor sodas? We use this analogy all the time. So there's going to be Clash Picks. There's going to be Pepsi. There's going to be Mountain Dew. There's going to be Dr. Pepper. There's going to be all these different flavors of poly market, betting or whatnot. Is Clash Picks going to be one of them? Or they're not? That's the question. Do they have the chance to do it? That's the question. Does XPX have the opportunity to do it? Is there different flavors of payment rails? Yeah. You got your 7-Up. Yeah, you got your Sierra Mist. Yeah, you got your Pepsi. Okay, cool, fine, awesome. But is there a market where XPX exists? Yeah, because it's happening right now. And these are the type of projects and companies and communities that, I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for everybody. But, I think there's going to be a moment where crazy wealth is generated from people who, looked into projects like Clash. That's why I bring it up. That's why I talk about everything, because I'm not planning on doing prediction market. Sophia, you plan on doing prediction market utility? Darren, are you working on the next, utility release of poly market trading? I don't know. I don't got that on my sleeve right now. But hey, maybe I can provide the utilities that when these people are winning, that they use XPX, right? People on poly market, people on Kalshi. We haven't even tapped into all these things. People on Clash Picks, they off ramp their crypto. They want to do non-KYC. That's what I want to do. And that opportunity it's there, right? It's there. And I'm glad it's there. I'm glad it's there. And I'm taking that opportunity. And I appreciate all of you guys that are here with me taking that opportunity as well. Whether it's red or whether it's green or whether it's like whatever, man. Whatever. I'm not here for that. And yeah, without this community, it would be different. You guys are just absolutely epic. I want you guys to be whales, and I'm gonna do my part so we can, get everything to pump. But man, imagine that people were like, yeah, I just loaded up more on the dip. I seen that they were able to keep building utility. We're focused on the long run of crypto. It's like, we start doing $1 million a week in paid orders. What? It's like, that's possible. That's really possible. And I'm gonna make that happen. We're gonna make that happen. So get your butts up, go use your referral link, have people try out or at least get signed up and get ready. You know what's really cool? Let me see if I can say this or not. Okay, your referral process when the new utility comes out and how fast you get it will be even faster because yeah, KYC processing is going to be super fast for certain things. All right. I'll say that. That's some alpha for you guys. All right. So it's only two of us, so we're not here. We're not highest market cap. We're most viewers have to go like this to find us. Where are we? Are we live on Pump Fun? Oh, here we are. Pretty nice stream, man. This was a pretty solid stream. Honestly, just something kind of laid back, just checking everything out. And like I said, there's no like where you got This is something new. All the charity coins that they started doing, they saw there was a huge market in that. It's crazy, right? Charity coins. This is the power of crypto. You guys, I'm telling you, like XPX is something, fam. Like all the charity coins. Our donation widget alone is a freaking $1 million project. Promise you guys that. So yeah, man, I think this was a solid stream. Everybody pulled up, got to see the XPX community super solid, doing our thing. We got some utilities coming out that I'm super excited about. I mean, super bullish, and we're gonna keep grinding, man. Let the markets do what the markets do. You guys will be getting more info as more testing is being done. But come over here if you guys haven't and sign up your accounts. Get the referral link out there. Go to your dashboard, go to your profile, get people signed up. And the more people that sign up, the more people that use our utility, the better it is. The better our resume looks, the more people want to use it. And, the better this whole ecosystem is going to be. And this is the perfect time to hone in on this because the markets are still being the markets. It's like we still got some work to do, fam. All right. So I appreciate you guys so much. I'm gonna chill out. I'm actually probably gonna eat something because I haven't ate today. It's been a coffee breakfast induced, so tons of coffee. But yeah, solid stream, everybody. Appreciate you, Saphir, TK, Darren, everybody who's listening to this later on. Everybody who listen on Pump Fun. The winners of the giveaways. Make sure you guys hit the link. Send me a DM with your UID number, and that's it. You won, just like that. All right. So appreciate you guys, man. Absolutely epic. I'm gonna get some food in my stomach. Enjoy the rest of my day. You guys do the same. Crypto's just being crypto. You're not missing out on too much. Build, be happy, touch some grass, enjoy your time in crypto, grow your network, grow your bags, grow your positions. Don't be mopey and moaning. And if you got to do it privately. Don't be doing it all, whatever. It's like, go touch some grass and then come back bullish, Go ahead, do that instead, right? Don't soft fud your own bags on accident just because the market's too much for you right now, and it's like it's just been doing the same thing. You already endured this, so don't let Monday feel like a different day of Tuesday and Wednesday of like you haven't already went through this. You already beat this. You already went through it and got through it. It's just been the same thing happening, consolidation. So like, comment, subscribe. If you guys can't do that, continue to come back, experience the abundance of money with me. We'll be doing some more giveaways, so keep your bell notifications lit. When all these this 500 is done, I'm gonna see if we can run another one and just try to run it up, man, and give you guys some ammo to accumulate and buy your favorite projects, man. You guys have a great day. Much love and respect.
And the bandwagon's falling right off. And you're hearing all the talk about maybe you should think about what you're gonna do if it don't work out.